Mostly cloudy near 60. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Sudan's military council that took control after a coup on Thursday says the future of the country will be decided by the people. It's thought Jet Airways has suspended all international flights as a financial crisis at the airline deepens. The UK's opposition Labour Party says Julian Assange should not be extradited to the US. And the UN Special Rapporteur for Housing's urging France to take action to stop refugees living in dire conditions in Calais.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. I was almost about to have a little mini heart attack, but Miss Brandi is right here.
I'm sorry. I was running behind this morning.
All right, so good morning to you. This is Community Conversations. I'm your host, Gavila Jones, and my special guest, Ms. Brandi Hodges from the Craig County Jonesboro Public Library.
By the edge of my teeth.
So we're going to talk about all things that are coming up. It's springtime, so I'm sure I have some really great activities coming up for the whole family to enjoy.
Of course.
And so we're just going to dive right into it so we don't run out of time. So what's coming up first?
Well, tomorrow and Sunday, we're going to be a part of the St. Bernard's Health and Fitness Expo. I should have brought my fire-breathing dragon craft so I could show everybody what it looks like. But I ordered craft tubes, it's like a toilet paper roll, but one specifically made for crafting. I got them from Oriental Trading, which is an online company, and they're thicker, so they're nicer, and kids, they'll last longer. We're going to wrap them in different colored construction paper, draw a little face and put some sticker eyes on it, and put streamers in yellow and orange and red at the end, and kids can blow through it, and it's like a fire-breathing dragon. They draw a little dragon face. We're doing a dragon craft because in 2 weeks we have our outdoor art and craft fair on the lawn, and it's fairy tale themed.
Okay.
And what does the knight need to fight to save the princess sometimes? A fire-breathing dragon.
Okay. And dragons are all over fairy tales and fables.
Of course.
Those children's stories. So
And they're not always bad. Sometimes they're just misunderstood, and they can't help but breathe fire because that's their nature.
That's right. All right. So this Saturday, catch Miss Brandi and some others. Who else is joining you out there?
So lots of people, mainly St. Bernard's people, because it's hosted by St. Bernard's. There'll be lots of doctors and different specialists do free tests all weekend, and we're just thankful that they allow us to come and be a part of the Kids Zone.
Okay.
So you'll get a little summer preview guide, a little couple items that we're doing this summer. You can pick up different things about learning how to get music on your phone, or learn how to download Libby, or different things like that. We're going to have lots of opportunities to learn more information about the library. Miss Steph from Children's will be out there with me on Saturday, and Miss LaTanya from Circulation will be out there with me on Sunday, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
All right. And will you have applications for people to get their library cards?
I will take some applications. I currently don't have my computer access to be able to do library cards out there.
Okay.
But I can definitely take some applications, and people can take them home with them. We like to have our computer, that way we can look and see if someone already has a library card and maybe they forgot or they lost it. But getting a library card is super easy to do. I've spoken with several people recently who've just moved to town and wanted information about where's the library located, or how do you get a library card. So just to go over that, you've done it.
Yes, ma'am.
I've done it. You need to stop by the library. We're located at 315 West Oak Avenue, just off of downtown Jonesboro. We make it super easy to get a library card, not only that's usable at our location, but all 7 of our branch locations as well. What you need to do is bring a photo ID in, and if your photo ID has, like a driver's license, has your current mailing address on it, sometimes we move and our mailing address changes. So as long as it has your current mailing address on your photo ID, you're good to go.
Okay.
And you can come in. If it doesn't, bring in a piece of mail, a light bill or a lease, anything that you're getting at your current address that has your mailing address. Now, you do have to live in Craighead or Poinsett counties to get a regular 20-item checkout, full access library card. But you can get what we call a gateway library card, which is if you live in a county that touches our service areas. So if you live in Paragould or if you live in Lawrence County, Walnut Ridge area, you can get a gateway card. Now, that is where if you are a resident, you get a library card for every member of your family. A gateway card is 1 card per household, and you can check instead of 20 items, it's 4 items. But say you already use your hometown library, you just want to be able to maybe use some of the services that we offer. But also, you don't have to have a library card or live in our service area to ever attend any of our free events. So if you want to come to the Art and Craft Fair on the 27th, April 27th, we're going to have 50 artists and crafters. We're going to have some live demonstrations. We're going to be dressed up like fairy tale characters and, good guys and bad guys. I mean, everyone deserves to be represented.
For every good guy, there has to be a villain.
I am going to be, if anyone's familiar with Sleeping Beauty, I am going to be Sleeping Beauty before she knew she was Sleeping Beauty, when she was known as Briar Rose, living with Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, the fairies. I will be Briar Rose. She is my favorite.
I can't wait. Brandi always comes with you when it comes to costumes.
I love some costumes.
I can't wait to see what you come up with.
But we have already shared some different things on our pages. We're going to start doing these last 2 weeks leading up to the event. We're going to start doing some Facebook Lives where we're going to read some fairy tales. Just get people in the fairy tale spirit. We encourage you to dress up if you're going to come hang out with us that day. We're going to have food vendors. We're going to have craft vendors. A lot of fun things. We're working really hard on some photo drop spots. So if you want to come and take your picture in front of our beautiful waterfall that Miss Amber from Adult Services has built, we also have some, we're going to build like a castle wall and out of cardboard boxes because, we're crafty. But we're going to have a lot of fun at that event. We also have some always other events going on. Our story times for children are wrapping up. What we do in May is we kind of hit the pause button on a lot of the programming that we do because we're getting ready for summer. I know it's almost here, and it's hard to believe that it's almost summer, but
I was talking to a few of the high schools trying to set up some interviews for the kids that are top of their class, and it's like graduation is always May this, May that, and I'm like, wow.
I think ASU is May 11th or something like that.
Either May 4th, either the first or the second Saturday in May.
Okay.
So everything's rolling along.
It is. We do have, I'm going to pull up our online calendar real quick. We do have our story times and our after school programs going on. Something that's going to be really fun is we have a event coming up, if I can get my brain to work. We have an event coming up for Earth Day. If you are out and about next Wednesday, the 17th, we're actually going to be at ASU. They always have, annually, they have an Earth Day celebration. We're going to make butterflies next week for the kiddos. Those are made using coffee filters, markers, and a spray water bottle. And some, I never can remember what. Yeah, pipe cleaners. I was just about to say, the fuzzy things that have the metal in the middle?
And I don't know how that came to my mind.
But yeah, you color with markers, and then you spray it down with a water bottle, and the colors bleed like tie-dye. It's a lot of fun. So we have our family story times this week. We also have our after-school programs going on. We do daily after-school programs from 4:30 until 5:30. Those include everything from Master Builders, which is Legos and Lincoln Logs, anything you can build with on Mondays. On Tuesdays, we do Tabletop Tuesdays, which is any games that can be played on a tabletop, usually board games. We do coloring on Wednesdays. We do a smorgasbord, if you will, of different things on Thursdays. A lot of times we just take random things. Like a couple weeks ago, they decorated their own rock friends. We found rocks, and we gave the kids ribbon and yarn and stick-on eyeballs, and they were so adorable. They got to decorate their own little rock friend.
And what age group is this?
It's after school.
Okay,
So
whoever comes by.
any kiddo who wants to come by, it's just after school programming. And then on Fridays, we do extreme STEAM. So science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We do just a myriad of activities. Sometimes we pull out the robots. A few weeks ago, oh my gosh, it was so fun. They took a platform that stood up and tubes, cardboard tubes.
Okay.
And the kids, they had Velcro on the back of them. And the kids were given little fuzzy balls. And the kids had to redirect the tubes so that the ball would go from the top through the tubes and fall in a bucket. And so they were kind of learning engineering. They were learning how to build, when we have rain, like we've been having, you have to have drainage pipes, and that's sort of what the kids were learning. They were learning how to get from point A to point B without experiencing a roadblock.
That's amazing.
So it's a lot of fun. You can make these activities fun, and our children's librarians are just absolutely wonderful at doing so. You can make the activities something, we call it fun-educational around the library. But you can make it fun without overwhelming them. So not this Monday, but next Monday, we're having our own Earth Day celebration on the 22nd.
Okay.
And we are going to have a professor from Arkansas State University come out who is a specialist in bugs, etymologist,
Okay.
I think, but don't quote me on that. I thought I had it written in here, but I don't. But we're going to have a class on beneficial bugs.
Well, I need to
Because you
hear
don't need to
this.
squish all of them.
I need to hear this because they are annoying at times.
Yeah.
So.
Well, unbeneficial. I have a family of red wasps living in my backyard right now, and I did not invite them.
Oh no. So be on the lookout. Don't get attacked.
Yeah. But a lot going on. We will continue our after-school activities through next week. And
okay.
our story times. The after-school activities may extend a little bit longer, but our story times wrap up at the end of next week.
All right, I want to back up to one event that you all had for the teens. This is near and dear to me because I love poetry. April is National Poetry Month.
Yes, it is.
And so you all had an open mic night for teenagers. So tell us how that went.
Well, it was for all ages, and we didn't know how it would go. We had times for kids, we had times for teens and adults.
Oh, okay.
We had more kids than we had anybody else, and that was very surprising to the staff. They were telling us yesterday, I didn't get to go, and so they were telling us about it, and they said that Miss Jessica, our young adult librarian, she put out books. She said, I just set out different poetry books, kids poetry books, and just so that if they didn't have something, they could pick something out. And she said, at first it was a little slow, but then the kids, they would just pick up that book and they would just flip through it and pick one and just read it. And she said they just took over the stage. And it was, I'm sure, a sight to see. Again, I didn't get to see it because I wasn't in town for that event, but it was poetry. It is National Poetry Month, and Miss Jessica has a place in the teen library area where you can drop off your own poem if you want to. We also do an event. We had it yesterday. It's on the first, it would have been last week, the first and third Thursday of every month for teens, called Board and Brush.
Board and Brush.
No, I'm sorry, a brush and pen. I always say it wrong. Brush and pen.
We've talked about that a little bit before, but can you go ahead and explain it again?
Yes, it is aimed at teens who have that creative spirit, which, it was a long time ago that I was a teenager, but I remember, you're just filled with that energy.
Okay.
And so if you like to draw, if you have teens are in school right now, but if you have a teen in your life, a friend or a child, a grandchild, a niece or a nephew, a neighbor who likes to draw, likes to read, likes to paint, likes to write, then this program is to enhance, to give them an outlet. Because a lot of times with school and having to do homework and getting all of the things they have to do, they don't always have that outlet, that opportunity, that time, that 1 hour every other week to sit down and have that time to do that. And so it's really fascinating to see the different things they do. One of the only ones I've attended was where they took vegetables and cut them and then pressed the vegetables into paint and used that to make art. The prettiest thing is a thing of celery.
Really?
Take the part you don't ever use, the very end, where the roots are, and cut it. So you can still use the other parts of the celery that you normally use, but you're taking the end that you would normally cut off, and then you press the cut part into paint. It looks like a rose.
Oh.
All of the little where the celery stalks were attached. It's really, really fascinating. They used a lemon, which makes a really pretty pattern, as well as a bell pepper. They cut the bell pepper, the stem at the top, and the base, they cut it halfway through the middle.
Okay.
So you get, when you cut a bell pepper, it's kind of got ridges that go around, and so it looked like a big flower.
That's really neat.
But it's a way to encourage and inspire, because I would never have thought to paint with vegetables. And so it's an inspiring thing that they can go home. Don't take all of your mom or grandma's vegetables out of the refrigerator and paint with them without asking for permission. But sometimes, I know I'm guilty of this, I'll buy bell pepper and I'll put it in the refrigerator and I forget that it's there.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with painting with it if you might toss it out anyway.
Okay.
And especially like the celery, you're using the end that you would toss into the compost pile anyway.
Okay, so I love how you all have so many different programs that just help kids be innovative and think outside the box and the norm and explore their creativity in the best way possible. So parents, if you're out there listening, caregivers, go to libraryinjonesboro.org and you can find the event, the schedule.
Yes.
I'm trying to visualize the website, but now it's
so when you go to our website, libraryinjonesboro.org, there's a blue banner across the top, and there's a little tab in the middle called Events.
Okay.
You can click on that tab, and then it will take you to everything. But then there are little designators or little
pull down menus or something.
Yes, we are wording today, but you can click age group. So you can kids, teens, or adults, and then you can click location. So if you just want to see what's going on in Lake City, you can look at what's going on in Lake City. If you just want to see what's going on in Jonesboro or any of our branch locations, you can take a look at that. Now, we talked about having fun and using creativity, but we understand that this is a very serious time for those who are 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. And so we, along with the Learning Center of ACT Prep here in Jonesboro, we offer the mock ACT. It's going to be held on Saturday, April 20th. We're not there yet, May. Saturday, April 20th. We start at 9.
Okay.
And it's a practice.
Okay.
And they'll get the results in the mail. But it's a way. I never did a practice. I don't know that was available when I was doing the ACT test, 20 some odd years ago. So getting children in the door and getting them to take it early. Take it when they're young, or like, I don't know how young, 13, 14, 15.
Even, I think now would be a great time, say if they're in that 13 to 15 age range, because I've had a lot of talks with counselors from college and from high school, and they say that kids should start really working on their GPA and their grades as early as 9th grade.
Really?
So, because everything's going to count, like when you're applying for college, they're going to look at you're going to still be in school. So they're going to look at everything from, I guess, first semester 12th grade all the way back, as far as your cumulative GPA and everything you've done. So it doesn't hurt to get that practice in and start getting those scores up and getting a feel of how the test goes.
I had no idea how to take a test. I took tests in school. I didn't skip them or anything, but that's a very different environment. It's not your classroom where you go take a math test, which felt horrible anyway because it's math, but it's a very different environment. So our environment is similar, but not as stressful because you didn't pay to take this test. Where the ACT, you pay to take it, and so you have not only the pressure of, oh gosh, I paid for this, but then the added pressure of, I've got to get a good score so I can get a scholarship to go to college. So that is another thing that we offer pretty much every month that's offered. For more information, you can always call the library at 870-935-5133 and talk to Miss Jessica. She's our teen services librarian. Also happening this month, we have that same day, the 20th, we'll have our teen book club, which is always, I lead a young adult book club, and Miss Jessica is so good. I go to her and I'm like, hey, what you reading? Because she knows, she reads so much. Of course they have to, being in those positions, but she reads so much and has so much knowledge about what is popular right now and what people are interested in. So, we also, if you've not been to our library recently in the last several months, not only have we made a lot of cosmetic changes, we're going to be the host of the Chamber of Commerce's Connect at 4 on Tuesday, formerly known as Business After Hours. Okay. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But it's Miss Jessica has been working on getting just different things that the kids can do while they're waiting, while they're hanging out at the library. So I was just reading, through the month of April, drop by and pick a cloud or a raindrop template and decorate it and bring it back. So some of these that the kids have done are gorgeous, but it's just to celebrate National Poetry Month here in April.
We're going to put a pin right there, and we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to pick up our discussion and let you know about all the wonderful things happening at the library. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Is it time for you to get out of the driver's seat? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. My friend's 15-year-old just got her restricted driver's license. You know what that means. Old Dad had to white-knuckle it from the passenger side. Talk about nerve-wracking. But believe it or not, he said the worst part wasn't the close calls with the curbs, cars, and trees. It was realizing that his little girl was growing up and that he needed to start letting go. Allowing our children to begin taking control of their own lives can feel like a bumpy ride. But letting go is the only way they'll ever find the road to independence. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com. The Family Minute with Mark Merrill, helping families love well.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Help keep KLEK on the air. We are seeking 100 donors to give at least $20 per month, but we are happy with any gift, large or small. Come by our studio at 1411 Franklin Street in Jonesboro. Call us at 870-277-1080 or visit our website, klekfm.org, or you can use Cash App, $KLEKFM, or text KLEK1. Send it to 44321.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Victoria Evans. I have always had a desire to help others in need and to be an example and role model to young women by encouraging them to never give up on their dreams. My dream was to become a police officer and to serve my community. In 2016, that dream became a reality, and it is the most rewarding experience of my life. Now I want to let you know about the same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing every month for patrol officers. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com or at the police department, 1001 South Caraway Road. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information is available at 870-935-5657.
KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM with my special guest, Miss Brandi Hodges of the Crackett County Jonesboro Public Library. We've been talking about a few activities that's been happening, and we're going to just keep the ball rolling because there's so many wonderful things happening for every age group. So, as we're leaving, for those who didn't catch it, can you recap the April showers event? Well, not event, but kind of coloring thing you have going on?
So Miss Jessica, our what department? Our teen services librarian, if I can get my brain on straight. Miss Jessica, pretty much all the time has some sort of passive activity.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times teens will just come hang out in the teen area. After school, they'll use our computers, grab a book and sit down. So she likes to also have some passive activities. Passive meaning they're there. If they want to do them, they can get one and do it. You know, if they don't want to, they don't have to.
Okay.
But this month she has some it's like cardstock, white cardstock,
Okay.
cut out in the shape of a raindrop and then a cloud. And, you know, there are two that have been done that are gorgeous. What she says is just, you know, teens are welcome to pick one up or pick one of each up and take them home, draw, paint, color, whatever, and then drop them back off. But someone has painted like a beautiful sunset on this cloud, and it's just gorgeous seeing the creativity. Again, those kiddos should come to Brush and Pen because they've got skills. But I also want to say, as I say that, if you are not someone who is extremely artistic, but you appreciate art, Brush and Pen is still a great opportunity. We'd love to have you. But we're doing that for teens, just a passive activity, something new, fun, exciting, and challenging that we're doing for adults starting this Friday, today. Is I've never played, and so I've had a lot of questions, but Dungeons and Dragons.
I've heard about that.
D&D, if you will.
Okay.
We are starting a Dungeons and Dragons game. A campaign, I'm told.
A campaign?
Yes. So every Friday from 5 until 7 in the Civic League room. So we're going to have Miss Bianca, who's going to be leading it, has been explaining it to me. And it's, you know, players can choose a character. They choose what their character is, who their character is, what their character looks like, what kind of weapons their character has, what kind of characteristics their character has. And there are guidebooks that if you've not played before, it can like give you steps, lead you how to do it. But Miss Bianca will be the leader of the group, and will introduce what is going to be going on and how it's going to be going on. So even if you've never played, you're a beginner, you're me, and you don't know what's going on, this is the perfect opportunity to get going. You know, if you've heard of Dungeons and Dragons before, but you've never had a friend or a group that was, you know, interested in playing, and you wanted to do it, come to the library. You know, even if you can't make it to the library, we also have some great books to get you started with your own group of friends at home.
I'm looking at, I know Wikipedia may not be the best type, anyway,
I use it.
But this game was first published in 1974. That was before I was born. And so basically, it says it's a game about role-playing and analytical thinking. And so along with the kids having fun, again, here comes the education.
Well, this is for adults, though.
Oh, this is for adults?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is a fun event we're doing. Because, you know, we need some escapism every now and then, too.
Okay, so for those adults who may struggle with problem solving or analytical thinking, critical thinking, this will be fun and educational.
And even if you just want to get out of your head, you know, if you have stress at work or at home, or if you're like me and you build your own stress with no one helping you build it for yourself, this is just it's a great opportunity to, you know, come out to the library, spend a couple hours with us. So we've got that event going on. I know I say this, we've talked about exercise classes before, and then people will still say, oh, I didn't know you had exercise classes, which is fine. I just haven't reached that person yet. We have 4 free exercise classes each week. So on Tuesdays, we have Mind and Body, which is sometimes it's yoga, sometimes it's Pilates. Right now we're doing yoga. Mr. Jonathan and Miss Holland, who own Eastern Livity, are going, they teach the class, and they're both very good, and I leave in a little bit of pain, but it's the good kind of pain, because I stretched really, really awesomely. And I love that class because it's slow, it's methodical, and they tell you what you're doing and how you're going to do it before and as you're doing it. And I need that kind of instruction in my life.
So since you've been taking the class, do you feel that your flexibility, mobility, your overall well-being has increased?
I do. I also have a lot of stress, and it helps with that. Because I'm loud, and it's a very quiet space. And they talk softly and they talk slowly. And by the end of the class, I just feel better. I feel better physically, but I also feel better mentally. If that makes any sense.
You know, the last class that I was in was relationships in the workplace, and we had to do a work-life balance policy spreadsheet type deal. And so, looking through other people's comments and posts, the one thing that kept coming up in even in articles that I read was how stress people, basically, depending on your job, you take on a lot of stress, which can affect you physically. But if you find a balance and find an outlet, it can help reduce that stress, and you can be a better employee.
I need to do that.
And so I wish a lot of more companies would engage their employees in some type of stress relieving activity on site.
I took a class last year called Stress and the Librarian, because a lot of my stress, and other people in my field or in every field, it's not stress put on you by your employer. I put it on myself. I've always been a high stress person, but I recognize that about myself, and so I try to take steps to relieve my stress, like going to yoga. You know, we have that class on Thursdays. You know, if you need a midday brain stress break, we have yoga on Thursdays at 12:15. It's just a half-hour, quick, low-impact class. We also have Zumba fitness if you want to get your wiggles out on Thursdays at 5:30. And then another good stress release, slow, good, easy class is Tai Chi on Saturdays at 10.
Now, how is that class? Since the start of it, it's fairly new compared to the others. So how has the, awareness and the attendance?
You know, it's on Saturdays, and I generally don't work on Saturdays, and so I haven't been to it. But I know that when we were in construction, we didn't hold some of our exercise classes, but we continued to hold that one because the teacher was like, I hate to not have it because my students depend on me. So I believe, from everything I've been told, it's a fairly popular class, and I'd love to go to it sometime when I have time.
And that might be great for people who...
they say it's great for those who are older.
And then people who just need to take a moment, like who need to slow down in their life. Because it makes you move methodically. Very... how purposeful movements.
That is the best way to describe it. It's purposeful, and that's also what I like about yoga. Yoga and Tai Chi you're very purposeful. You know the instructors will say, we're going to raise our left arm out to the sky, or in front of you. They tell you what you're doing. So as you're doing it, it's purposeful. Where a lot of exercises, which I'm not hating on other exercises. Anything you do to move your body is awesome. Yeah. But, I like that because, I don't want to have to think about it. Yeah. A lot of times I just want you to, tell me where to move my arm to, and it'll be great. And like I said, you can't go wrong attending a free class, because maybe you've never taken Zumba before, but you've heard about Zumba and you're like, maybe I might like that. I like to dance, or you've heard of yoga, you've watched a yoga video, or you have a friend who does yoga, but you don't know if you're gonna like it. Or Tai Chi. I've never known of a place that offered Tai Chi before, but we do.
See it on TV.
So this is the perfect opportunity. You may come one time and be like, it's not for me. I don't want to take that. The great thing about our classes is they're free. Okay. And you can come as little or as often as you want to come. And we're not going to say, oh, well, you missed last week, so I'm sorry, you can't come to this class. You can come anytime. Okay. And you don't have to have special equipment. You don't have to have special clothes. We say dress comfortably. Okay. Maybe don't wear jeans to come and do yoga or Zumba, because that won't be comfortable.
That's right.
But if you don't have a yoga mat or a block to do some of the yoga moves, we have those. So you don't have to worry about it.
And then you get to meet other people in the community, in the city you live, and you might meet a friend. You might meet someone you can go have coffee with, or just, you may have seen them at a sporting event and your kids play together. You never know who you're going to run into.
What's fascinating is you'll have people who they didn't know each other like a month ago. Wow. But, in the class, the instructors, Miss Holland, for one, will say, is anyone having any aches or pains? And I recently I pulled some muscles in my rib cage. Oh. When I had the flu, I coughed so hard. Oh, no. And so I brought that up, and some of the other ladies were giving, not medical advice, but like, oh, have you tried doing this, or have you tried doing that? And like you said, it's a great way to meet new friends. It's a great way to learn tips and tricks from other people, or, just meet, sometimes it's hard to meet people.
We're living our lives almost on fast forward
all the time.
It's like we're in our car, we go to work, we go home, and just go, like we're just zooming
always
around.
Going.
So those classes help you to slow down, take a moment, and get to see who's around you, who you work with, who you play with, who you live with.
Who lives in the area. Yeah. So we started doing a monthly art classes. I like to be artistic, but I don't always know what I'm doing. I don't, and a lot of us, we like to do things, but then sometimes we've all seen those Pinterest fail videos and pictures. But Miss Lori Block, who's one of our employees, is very, very, very talented. And she has been teaching these art classes. So next Wednesday at 5:30, and we have only a few spots. So if you're interested in taking this class, call the library, 870-935-5133. Talk to someone in adult services. We are doing a DIY geometric clock class. So you will have the opportunity to make your own clock.
Wow.
But we're going to provide the materials and the instruction.
So all the clocks be the same, like design?
Yeah, basically, okay. But with your own interpretation, okay, with the materials that we provide to make it. But I believe that there are only 10 spots, okay, because that's how many clock pieces that we purchased.
And then you actually, they will be able to put like little, the hands and motor, mm-hmm, like all the little.
Some of that may come already assembled. Okay. I think that the little clock piece, okay, but we're designing the outside of it, from my understanding. I haven't seen it. And it's going to be a clock that you can hang on the wall, a fairly good size clock. That is happening this month, next Wednesday.
Okay.
That will be our DIY clocks class. You can read a little bit more about it if you go to our website and click on Adults and Crafts DIY clocks under adults at the Jonesboro location. We also have, if you like to be creative, but you're not wanting to get that fancy, and maybe you're not available, or maybe you can't get one of the spots. We have monthly coloring classes for adults. This is going to be on the 24th. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we understand not everyone can make it because some of us are at work at that time of day. But it's just a great way to. We have a lot of retired folks who will come.
Stress relief.
Exactly. Just put your feelings on the paper with crayons and markers and colored pencils.
I've seen so many adults that people post stuff on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and just the creativity with the shading, the same pencil.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it, but I've watched it and I'm like, I can do that. So my coloring at home is not as non-stressful as, I guess, because I have a little furry thing that lives in my house who likes to take my colored pencils away from me. Because I color when I'm with my bunny, Lola. And she's like, oh, I'll take that. And I'm like, I was using that color yellow.
You called her chewing. Does she chew on
Oh, yeah, she chews everything. My goodness. But speaking of pets, yesterday was National Pet Day.
Okay.
And we have a little kind of a pet that lives at our library. You have been interacting with Miss Ida this week. Ida Quillamina Story. She's our resident hedgehog. She lives in an aquarium right when you enter the children's library.
Okay.
She is nocturnal, and so she sleeps during the day. We need to really get a little camera and put on her at night. Have Ida watch. I need to look into that because she's, I'm told, a crazy lady.
Wow.
At night, just running all over the place, making the magic happen. But she is feisty, but I can imagine if someone tried to wake me up in the middle of the night, because the bunny does sometimes, and I'm just like, but she will hiss at us.
Really?
But again, don't wake me up in the middle of my night. If you don't want consequences. So, but she's so funny, and she's, we call her our Learnimal, so you can come, and we have varied fiction and nonfiction hedgehog books you can check out. You can read about hedgehogs, what they eat, how they sleep, all of those fun things. Ida's about 3 years old now. She was a year old when she came to us, I believe. So.
Okay.
She lived at another library for a while, but you can follow her escapades on Instagram at Ida the Hedgehog.
She's adorable.
We're working on getting her own email address set up so that if adults or kiddos want to, write Ida a letter or ask her questions, they can do so. But we have a lot of fun having little Miss Ida at our library. She's a lot of fun. But she lives there in our children's library, so she's our little pet. So I just want to talk a little bit about our renovations we've been doing.
Okay.
If you've been in the library since January, what I like to say is if you've ever done renovations on your home, you know what it's like. You got sheetrock dust in places, you got
still finding dust?
A lot of loud noises and things going on. And so we've had some of our customers, when are y'all gonna get this done? And we're here. We're to the point, and we're so glad because not only is it finished, but it's gorgeous. So thank you so much for sticking with us and still continuing to come to the library. Yes, we've got some great pictures.
Where's this one?
Okay, so Miss Quabila has a picture pulled up from our, is that our Instagram page?
Yes.
You can go to Instagram.com/CCJPL, or you can go to Facebook.com/CCJPL, and you can see some of the pictures. That is our circulation area, looking as if you're coming in from Oak Avenue, coming through the main doors, walking straight in. And the picture she was looking at has some scaffolding and some different things.
But it's completed now.
It's completed. And so as I said before, we're going, for those who didn't get to hear it, we are going to be the location for every month the Chamber of Commerce. It used to be called Business After Hours. Now it's called Connect at 4 from 4 to 6. We are going to be the Chamber's featured business this month. This Tuesday, April 16th. Okay. So I encourage, please stop by and see us. Check out our new renovations. We're going to do some tours through the building. So maybe you haven't been to the library in a while. Maybe you moved here and you just never have made it to the library, or you came to the library when your kids were small, but then you haven't really come to the library much since then. It's time, y'all. This is the perfect time to make the library a part of your life again. But we took up gray carpet, purple carpet, white tile, a gray tile, and I think, and a cork flooring. So 5 different floor types. 2 were carpet and 2 were tile, but I count them as 5 because they were different colors and different sizes. But we had a crew come in January and start ripping it all out. Because it was, I don't know how long some of those types of flooring had been in, but it was our cleaning crew, our maintenance crew does a fantastic job, but they just couldn't get that clean because it had been down for so long. Yes, there's a video on our Instagram page of the tile getting taken up that's fascinating, but everything is now a very pretty spotted epoxy that's like a light gray with splotches in it, and then we have a darker gray as well, and so it's very pretty. Not only does it look good, but it will last longer and it will be easier to clean, because just to give you some stats, for last summer we saw just under 46,000 feet in our library. So more than that because 2 feet, but that's how many patrons entered the library in June and July.
That's like half the population of Jonesboro.
So we have a lot of people come to the library. So we want more though. We like having people.
We definitely thank you all for putting in the effort to make it more visually pleasing, but just functional, more accessible, functional for everybody. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up some more events, and then again remind you of the Arts and Crafts Fair that's coming up. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Most of us know that person who always seems to have enough to meet their needs, splurge occasionally, and even deal with surprises and emergencies. This person is probably a super saver, someone who's great at saving money and staying within their means. By learning the secrets of super savers, you can become one too. For example, super savers are never influenced by salespeople. Super savers protect against being talked into buying things they hadn't planned to in a couple of ways. One, they do their shopping before they buy. Another thing, they live according to a real budget, so they are less likely to buy anything that's not on it. Another thing they do is they stick to shopping lists created in advance. This makes them less likely to make impulse buys. If you adopt these habits, you'll be on your way to super saver status too. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization focused on joy in our sisterhood, power in our voice, and service in our hearts. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Underwriting for KLEK is provided by St. Bernard's Medical Group, a team of healthcare providers who organize, support, and promote activities that lead you to a better health. One way they do this is with their annual Health and Fitness Expo on April 13th and 14th at First National Bank Arena. Complimentary health screenings, cooking demos, panel discussions, and fun for kids. Enrollment is open for the 5K or half marathon benefiting the St. Bernard's NICU. Learn more at stbexpo.com. Centennial Bank, member FDIC, is a customer-focused bank that provides a broad range of commercial and retail banking and related financial services to businesses, investors, individuals, and municipalities. Centennial Bank has 9 locations in Northeast Arkansas. 870-268-2300. www.my100bank.com.
The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was established on January 1st, 1977, originally serving Blytheville, Arkansas, and now serving Jonesboro, Blytheville, Osceola, Marion, and West Memphis, Arkansas. Today, the chapter continues to make an impact by focusing on Alpha's national community outreach initiatives such as My Brother's Keeper, A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, Boy Scouts, and the March of Dimes. The Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is committed to Alpha's mission of developing leaders, promoting brotherhood and academic excellence, while providing service and advocacy to the community. More information about the Mu Omicron Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is available at MOL Alphas on Facebook or via email at molalphas@gmail.com.
This portion of KLEK programming can be made possible by your business. Your support will help in educating, entertaining, and empowering the community by supporting local talent, serving the community you love, and providing information on issues you care about from a different perspective. Call 870-203-9951 or visit klekfm.org to learn how we can help connect you more with the community, or visit us at 1411 Franklin Street. KLEK 102.5 Jonesboro, educating, entertaining, and empowering the community.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to our last segment of Community Conversations with Miss Brandi Hodges from the Cricket County Jonesboro Public Library. It took me only a year to get there right.
You are one of the only ones who always says it correctly, and I appreciate it. It's a long name.
Yes, ma'am. We can't thank you enough for sharing all the wonderful activities, and off air we have a great conversation too. So I want to ask, do you think the library, or has the library ever hosted a gardening?
We have actually. I don't know that, I haven't looked to see if we're doing one this summer, but what we are doing, hey, you know what? Let's have a summer preview really quick.
Okay.
Let me pull up our summer events. We have a lot of fun events for the kids going on. So this summer is all about space. So our summer is called A Universe of Stories. And so we'll have a lot of we're going to have a planetarium person come with like a walk-through planetarium, so you can look at different planets, look through a telescope. We're going to have some performers come, of course, for our off-site programs. We've got our concerts every Tuesday in June, sponsored by Andy's Frozen Custard and Nuke's Eatery. We have the cooking classes for adults are some of the things that just sound amazing to me. We're going to have on June 1st, we have our huge kickoff party. So we're going to cook hot dogs on the grill. We're going to have the Polar Roller will be out there with ice cream bars, and we're going to have a lot of fun because it's what we do and we like to have fun. But it's just a way to introduce people, families, children to summer, let them know, what kind of things we're doing in the summer, and get them signed up. Get them, just kind of explain how the games are going to work. But our concert started on June 4th. We're going to have a jazz band for the first. Gary Gasway, Lisa Ahia will play the first concert. The second concert, we're going to have Corey Jackson, who's a fabulous country performer. We're going to have Tony Spinner play our third concert, and then the Fullness of Joy Singers are going to come and play that last concert for us. So that's every Tuesday in June. For the adults, we're going to have a survival food tasting with astronaut ice cream on June 5th. We're going to have a series of one-pot cooking classes, which I am very excited about because I made sweet potato pie last night, and my sink was absolutely full of dishes by the time I got finished. And so the thought of being able to do a one-pot class is just, we're going to do Thai red curry, we're going to do fried rice, and beef stroganoff in June. And then in July, Oh, those are just in June. So, but those are 3 great classes. So those are just a touch of what we're going to be doing for adults this summer. We have a lot of great events for teens. Miss Jessica always works very hard to, what I love about our librarians is they ask a lot of times, what would you like to see? What would you like to do? So teens are going to have glow fabric art. They're going to have a galactic glow rave that we always have a dance to kick off summer. Wow. So we're going to have a event. The glow fabric art is something that we always have a class before the dance to, not everyone has costume pieces to wear to something. And so we always have a class where we're going to help you make something. So that one is you bring an article of clothing, a t-shirt, anything that you want to decorate, and we're going to have glow. We're going to make it glow. And then we're going to have a lot of galaxy things. Galaxy slime, galaxy jewelry. We're going to make constellation ornaments. We're going to do a bleached t-shirt art. Lots of great things happening in the summer. Kids, teens, adults, all ages. But happening in 2 weeks. I want lots of people to come.
All right, and that kind of falls right in line with, have you seen the news reports about the black hole?
I did.
The black hole, so that's a great way to kind of...
And have you seen the stacks of data?
Yeah.
That it took, all of that, the data that it took to find, and that was hard work.
Yeah, so shout out to the young ladies.
The ladies of the world.
All right, ladies of STEAM.
I saw a great photograph last night on social media that was the woman that got us to the moon standing next to all of her data. Cool. It was taller than she was. And then right next to the picture of the lady who got us the black hole.
Let's shout out to all the ladies in the world.
All the ladies.
In science that are making major moves. So sorry, guys. I mean, we're ladies.
But, for guys and ladies, we've got extreme STEAM for the kiddos today. And you never know what they're going to learn.
So bring the kids out. Go to the library. Make it a family affair.
Speaking of families, we have our spring art and craft fair the Saturday, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Saturday, April 27th, we are doing our anti-rain thoughts, but our backup date is the 4th of May in case it does rain. Okay. But we have a lot of fun things planned. We're going to do a princess tea party that day. We're going to be dressed up in costumes, and then we're going to have our 50 artists and crafters who will be on hand to sell their homemade, handcrafted. Everything has to be handmade. Okay. And that's something different about our event compared to other events. Not only will you get the opportunity to meet crafters and artisans who live in your community, you're also going to get to see some different types of things that they make, from paintings, drawings, textiles, woodwork. We've got someone who comes and builds benches and things. But we celebrate those local artisans.
This is your opportunity to support and buy local, because again, those people live in your community. You purchase things from them. They put the money right back into the community.
Exactly.
Supporting other businesses.
Well, and you're giving like a teenager or a stay-at-home mom or someone who does this on the side to make a little extra money. You're giving them that proud feeling of knowing that what they're doing is worthy.
Yes. So come out April 27th.
April 27th from 10 until 3. Right. We have those 50 artisans and crafters. We'll also have chairs and tables set out with some food vendors. So if you want to come in the morning and stay all day, we won't get mad. We'll invite you to hang out with us.
All right. And then go inside the library, get your library card.
Check out our new renovations.
Yes. And just take a look around the library. Y'all offer so much, and it's so wonderful. I just can't say thank you enough for being a presence in the community. And I know there are a lot of cities who may not have a public library, and they have to travel far. People have to travel far.
Yeah.
But you're right here. We have access. And then we have all the surrounding areas. Of course, I can't name them all today.
Oh, sometimes I can't either.
But check out other libraries. This summer, challenge your families. Make it a family affair. Travel to surrounding cities within the county and just take an adventure trip.
And our summer brochure, last year we mailed it out. We're doing the same thing this year, so you will get it if you live in Jonesboro, Bono, Brooklyn, Cache, any of the surrounding towns. You're going to get a Jonesboro Library summer brochure. If you live in one of our branch areas, you're going to get a brochure for the branches as well.
All right. Well, Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much, Brandi.
Thank you.
Hope everyone has a great and blessed
Thank
day.
you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM.